How's it going, guys? Bibi here with another Bibi's Pick, a series where I pick an anime that I've seen in English and recommend it to all you awesome people at home. So this week I'm recommending The World God Only Knows. I have all of the series as well as the OVAs right here. The World God Only Knows is a 36 episode series with 4 OVAs based off of a 26 volume manga series of the same name about a high school boy named Keima Kasaragi who is known as the god of all conquests online for his legendary skills at conquering 2D girls in any dating sim he plays. However, in his real life he is known as an antisocial otaku who is only interested in his games. One day he gets an email offering him a contract to conquer girls. He thinks this is from a game, so he accepts. Little does he know that this is actually a contract to become a partner to a demon named Elsie. Elsie is a demon who is looking for a partner to help her capture spirits that are loose in the human world. These loose souls have possessed girls in Tokyo as well as all across the world, and now it's Keima's job to put those conquering skills to the test, fill the girls' hearts up with love, and push out all of those loose spirits. So yeah, it's a very convoluted storyline, but it's still a storyline nonetheless, so let's just go with it. Keima kinda doesn't have a choice because if he fails and he doesn't do this, he will die. So we follow Keima as he goes girl to girl, conquering all of these girls as he goes along. The series was released in 2010 in Japan by a studio called Studio Manglobe, which I've never actually heard of. It has 3 seasons in total. The World God Only Knows Season 1 and Season 2, and then the 3rd season is called Goddesses. And then on top of that, you have 4 extra OVAs which tell kind of extra stories which are more like spin-offs. I will say that there is a little bit of a disappointing part with the 4 OVAs, and that's they are kind of half stories instead of full stories. What I mean by that is that the stories happen in the novel and we only get little bits and pieces from those stories put into OVA form, which is a real shame because there are a lot of stories in those 4 OVAs that would have really done well with an extra season. So it could have been like, that could have been season 3 and then season 3 could have been a season 4, but that's not what happens. So for example, there is one where Keima goes and switches bodies with this princess, Shrine Maiden princess, and so he's in her body and she is in his body, and so Keima has to figure out how to get them switched back, and that seems like a really interesting storyline and I would have liked to have seen more on that. Or there are some characters that are in the 3rd season that we have no idea who they are without watching the OVAs. Like there's this girl that gets possessed by a doll. It's a whole thing. Once you see the series you'll kind of understand a little bit more. But there's this girl that we have no idea who she is unless you watch the OVAs, but again we don't know much about that girl because it's only a half story. We only see kind of like little snippets of what happens there instead of like a whole episode. So yeah, it's a real shame, and it kind of makes it a little bit confusing to watch the series because you watch season 1 and season 2 and then you have to watch the OVAs and then you watch season 3, which I did not know until like I watched the 1st episode and I was like, hang on, who is this person? And then I was like, oh right, I need to watch the OVAs. So that's how you have to watch it: season 1, season 2, OVAs, and then season 3. I will say that the 1st season is the best season by far. I enjoyed that so much, and when I watched the 1st season it only just came out here in New Zealand and I picked it up from Armageddon and I adored it, absolutely loved it. Didn't know that there was going to be extra seasons and OVAs, and so when I found out that there was this here, which is like the ultimate edition, which comes with all of them, I'm actually going to show you the insides of these because the disc art that comes with these discs are just beautiful. Absolutely adore them, and that's one thing that I absolutely love about this series is that the character designs are just really adorable. As you see, I'm having trouble turning these because of the way that they have made this. But yeah, this Ultimate Edition comes with Season 1, 2, and 3, as well as all 4 of the OVAs, which is great. And I was lucky enough to actually get that for like $30 at JB Hi-Fi. So JB Hi-Fi, by the way, is a DVD electronic store here in New Zealand, and I think over in Australia. Let me know down in the comments below if you have a JB Hi-Fi in Australia, if you're Australian. So yeah, the first season is definitely the best season by far. The second is okay. It's kind of the same as the first season, just kind of adding an extra character in. I will say that it kind of feels like that it didn't need a second and third and 4 OVAs. It could have just ended at season 1 and you could be totally happy with the story. They just added extra bits and pieces in the other seasons, and I mean the second season, as I said, it was kind of redundant. The 4 OVAs were just totally redundant, didn't really need them. And the third season, it was interesting, but at the same time they added a whole bunch of extra things that started to just seem a little bit silly. The character designs, again, are just too cute. Absolutely love them, and I think that the way that they've drawn the characters in the series just totally fits the whole vibe of the show in general, because it's silly, but at the same time it takes itself slightly serious, which kind of adds on to the show's atmosphere, which is great. The opening and endings are great. I absolutely love the first opening of the first season. It is like my favorite. The second season's opening was alright, and the third season's opening is better than the second. So yeah, the openings altogether are just great. Highly suggest you go and listen to those ones. Again, I have them down in my anime music list if you guys didn't know I had one of those, because I'm just a nerd for anime music. All in all, The World God Only Knows is a great watch, and I highly suggest anyone watch all of it if they have the time. If you only have time to watch one season, definitely just watch the first season. The second season, it just kind of adds on. It doesn't add too much extra, so you don't really need to watch the second season. The third season is kind of totally different from the first season, so it's also worth a watch. And again, you have to watch the 4 OVAs if you're going to watch all of the series, because otherwise you're going to end up confused in the third season. If you enjoy comedy series, I think that you'll really enjoy this one. It is really funny. They have a lot of funny jokes, and it all is a great watch, so highly suggest it. And that was my Bibi's pick, The World God Only Knows. What was your opinion on the series? Do you like it? Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments below. I look forward to reading them all. While you're there, make sure to give this video a big like and share it out to all your friends. Go down to the description below and check out all my social media links. And if you want to donate and help me pick up a new series so then I can do a Bibi's pick on it, you can donate one of 2 ways. I have a Ko-Fi, which the link is down in the description below, for a one-off donation, or you can become a patron of mine and get an awesome shout out just like Asperger Bear, Bernard, Linwood, Moji and Lou's Corner. They're all awesome biblioteers and you can become one as well. So from Moji Maker guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!